What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Monday Night Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the real reason behind Gunther failing to qualify for Elimination Chamber, what is in the mystery crate, what made Liv Morgan cry on Raw, Kevin Nash under fire for comments on a WWE star, did you notice that Dom was fighting for his life last night not to break? An AEW star tells a WWE star to leave, is Rusev Day returning, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. As always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good, as number one is a double turn coming. Now, the segment between Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan is the talk of the wrestling world right now. Vaquer would cut a promo in Spanish directed at Morgan, and it was so intense that it made Morgan cry. That's rather unusual for a babyface to make a heel cry, so there's now rumors that WWE could be delivering a double turn of sorts on the road to WrestleMania. Do you think Stephanie Vaquer would make a good heel right now though? We already mentioned in the past that Liv Morgan shouldn't be turning babyface, so is this the right move? Number two, a shock win. Javon Evans advanced to the Elimination Chamber in the main event of the show, and this was without a doubt the right call. Whilst everyone expected Gunther to win the qualifier, WWE may have written themselves into a corner by being forced to have Gunther being pinned in the chamber match. WWE would have Dragon Lee cost Gunther the match, meaning that Evans could advance by pinning Dirty Dom. Evans could definitely have a breakout moment in the chamber, and we know he's going to be doing some wild shit in there. He'll definitely be eating the pin, but WWE does deserve credit for taking a chance on a new star. And Punk brings the best. As CM Punk is bringing the best out of Finn Balor. Balor is a re-energized character, and all signs point towards him turning babyface between now and WrestleMania, and then ultimately challenging Dirty Dom Mysterio for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 42. It has also been rumored that he could bring back the Demon Persona, but this hasn't been confirmed just yet. But that was a good what about the bad, as number one, stale storytelling. The feud between LA Knight and The Vision is officially stale. The two have been feuding for over 6 months, and it's time for LA Knight to move on to something new. WWE is attempting to rebuild Bronson Reed as a credible threat, but this should have been done after Reed defeated Roman Reigns on a PLE last year, rather than months after the initial win. It just shows that after a big win, if WWE doesn't act, they will eventually cool off, and that's what we're hoping they're not doing with Royce Keys or Obafemi. Number two, the Masked Man mystery. And the Masked Man mystery continued on Raw, and the crowd reactions are getting weaker with each passing week. The new direction is Bronson Reed hunting down the Masked Man, so if Seth Rollins is revealed as the Mystery Man, then the singles match between Reed and his former mentor is likely planned for the grand stage of Mania. Initial plans for WrestleMania call for Rollins to take on Bron Breakker, but it's been widely reported that Breakker won't be medically cleared in time. It's also quite interesting that there was an imposter green shirt guy in the crowd. Where exactly was he last night? At this rate, WWE owes him as being the Masked Man. And number three, Becky vs AJ. There's something about the AJ Lee-Becky Lynch feud isn't quite connecting with the fans. The two have been feuding for 6 months now, but AJ taking extended breaks away from TV have definitely impacted the feud and the connection with the audience. The two are set to meet at Elimination Chamber next weekend, and a rematch is reportedly planned for WrestleMania, which means that WWE has another 8 weeks to make the feud, well, exciting. Another thing on the show stood out as downright ugly this week. The show did a decent job in building CM Punk vs Finn Balor Part 2, as well as the two respective chamber matches. With that being said, the shows, that being both Raw and SmackDown, don't really feel like it's WrestleMania season, so hopefully things need to pick up a notch before we arrive at WrestleMania 42 in 8 weeks' time. That's all we got, 8 weeks' time. Do you feel like we're on the road to WrestleMania right now? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at the real reason why Gunther failed to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Our top story today looks at the real reason why former world champion Gunther lost on Raw last night. Gunther lost his Elimination Chamber qualifier on Raw, and Javon Evans would end up advancing to the chamber match. Gunther was at least protected in the finish as he wasn't pinned, and WWE had Dragon Lee cost Gunther the match. So why exactly has WWE opted to keep Gunther out of the chamber match? Well, there are 3 key reasons. The first is that it protects him. Now, if Gunther is in the chamber match, this would mean that he would need to be pinned. Due to Gunther being labeled as a career killer, it would be a shock to see him pinned in the chamber, and WWE would want to avoid that at all costs. Number 2, it sets up his WrestleMania program. The ring general is heavily rumored to be facing Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 42. Gunther is now in the middle of a side quest versus Dragon Lee, and it's likely that when Gunther takes out Lee, WWE moves forward with a Mysterio match for WrestleMania. It kind of remains unclear if this is going to be a retirement match, as there's no official reports or indicators that the legendary luchador is ready to retire. And number 3, fresh faces. Now, putting Javon Evans into the chamber match acts as a great exposure for the young upstart. Evans will be in there with names such as Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, and this could be the start of a huge push for the talented wrestler. It's pretty crazy that there are 4 different wrestlers in this match, each with a different variation of the cutter. There's going to be cutters all over the place. Next up, who is in the crate? Now, on Raw last night, a mysterious crate was delivered to Adam Pearce, and on the crate, it stated that the contents will be revealed at the Elimination Chamber PLE. Could this be a new wrestler or a returning superstar? Well, it's reportedly being kept top secret, as even Dave Meltzer on the latest Observer had no idea what the big reveal is going to be. Definitely some speculations going on, but we'll leave that for the next video for you to decide. Knowing our luck, it's probably going to be Triple H busting out of the crate saying, "Welcome to a new era." Next up, what made Liv Morgan cry on Raw? Now, what exactly did Stephanie Vaquer say to make Liv Morgan cry? Well, now WWE has uploaded the official transcript of Vaquer's promo, and to say that Vaquer went in hard on Morgan is a total understatement. She mentioned it. "Did you say 10 years of hard work? You working hard? That's bullshit. You've sacrificed nothing. WWE gave you everything. The best training, the best medical, you were given everything. You want to talk about sacrifice? I was born in Chile, a country where wrestling doesn't exist. And now I've traveled all over the world, Japan, Mexico, Latin America, Europe, and I've conquered everything." Vaquer would add that Morgan needs to hide behind a man, and Morgan simply won't win at WrestleMania 42. You should be ashamed because you need to hide behind the Judgment Day. It's sad because you need to hide behind a man. But let me tell you something, I went through hell and made it mine. Everything I did was to get to WWE and become champion. This title for me means more than just a title. It's for all the little girls, all the women who never got the opportunity and overcome anyway. Liv, if you pick me, you won't win, because I'm gonna show you what a real champion is. Our fans are theorizing that WWE could be planning a double turn of sorts, and they'll be interested to see how this plays out in the coming weeks. It's safe to say that Morgan is incredibly popular with the audience, so it can make logical sense to do a double turn. The only problem is that Liv works best as a heel. Her ego and attitude is just on point for a heel character. Turning a babyface may make her a little bit more bland. Now, double turns are rare in WWE, and for them to work, they have to be executed carefully, or else the fans simply won't buy into it. Next up, Def Rebel leaving WWE. Last year, there were substantial rumors that WWE could be cutting ties with their infamous music producers known as Def Rebel. In the latest update when it comes to this, Fightful Select's Q&A series has revealed, well, some bad news that the duo aren't set to leave WWE. No, I told it wasn't true, it isn't true, and the details around their deal are kept very quiet. There are a lot of things that get reported that people just use to capitalize on their positive buzz that emerges from it, and people in the companies have no idea where the info would have actually come from. Then if someone like me debunks it, I get harassed for raining on someone's parade. Another dove cries. Now, it was reported last year that the UFC were going to start using Def Rebel to produce tracks for their fighters, and this ultimately likely influenced WWE and TKO to keep Def Rebel on for the time being, which is a damn shame. The library of music absolutely sucks. Next up, the reason why a WWE star has been absent. Where on earth is Royce Keys? Keys debuted for WWE at the Royal Rumble, then seemingly disappeared off the face of the earth. Now, in relation to why Keys hasn't been used, it's been revealed via WrestleVotes that the reason Keys hasn't shown up is because the majority of the WrestleMania card is still up in the air. I do believe that the program we end up getting is Damian Priest and Royce Keys, going back to the Royal Rumble, but if you're changing the top of the card, that means the bottom or middle part of the card is up for grabs. They had an idea to do Damian Priest and Keys coming out of the Rumble. We talked about the meeting they had, there's still a lot of matches up in the air, and that's one they reconsidered. That's the reason Royce Keys hasn't shown up. Now, this actually makes a lot of sense, and it's surprised that WWE hasn't booked Keys in squash matches on TV, as it may have a tough time in getting him over during a stacked WrestleMania season. Next up, WWE to honor AJ Styles. On Raw last night, WWE announced that next week on the show, they will honor the recently retired AJ Styles. Now, it really wasn't made clear what exactly this was going to involve. Does this mean that AJ will finally get to say goodbye to the fans, or is this going to be another instance of Gunther trolling the audience? Could they even have Styles be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as an announcement? Could Styles even come back to wrestle one more match already? Was this a huge ruse? Well, time will tell. Next up, fans call out WWE. WWE, specifically Raw, has been called out for having too many mystery angles running at the same time. The mystery angles on Raw are as follows: the crate mystery, the masked man mystery, who is the higher up that Adam Pearce is afraid of, and the mystery of the two El Grande Americanos. Whilst mystery angles like this can work well in isolation, having 4 across a 2.5-hour show is just way too much, and Triple H has been accused of running out of ideas. Next up, did you notice that Dom was fighting for his life not to break? And JD McDonough is officially back on Raw, and the former tag team champion returned to WWE programming last night to back up Finn Balor in his feud with CM Punk. But CM Punk ripped him apart last night. He mentioned, look at this idiot, he carries 2 titles and never defends them, and the other one, he needs help getting into the ring because his head's too big, and this led to chants of bobblehead. You could see that during those chants, it took everything in Dominic Mysterio not to crack up laughing. Even JD McDonough looked at him like, please don't laugh. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Dom even broke character laughing when chants of he has a massive head erupted at a house show. Next up, Kevin Nash under fire for comments on a WWE star. And during this Click This podcast, Nash will make comments in relation to Javon Evans. Whilst Nash did praise Evans' athletic ability and in-ring skills, highlighting his striking, selling and overall performance as strengths, his remarks became controversial when he criticized Evans' on-screen character. While recognizing Evans as an incredible athlete, he suggested that the wrestler's presentation lacks intensity or edge compared to what he personally prefers, comparing him to Mr. Bojangles. He's an incredible athlete. He's a little bit too effing Mr. Bojangles for me. I wish he was a little bit more urban. I understand it's Netflix, I understand there's a bigger effing world out there besides that one that effing 66-year-old Detroit boy Kevin Nash wants, but I just want him to have a bit of an edge. And these comments didn't go well over on social media, as many question what Nash meant with Mr. Bojangles and the word urban. But judging by his huge win last night, qualifying for the Elimination Chamber, it seems that WWE aren't fazed by his character at all, even if he does bounce around too much. Next up, an AEW star tells a WWE star to leave. Both Andrade and Rey Fenix are currently working in different promotions, even though they were tag partners in WWE. But Andrade posted a tweet mentioning USA, Germany, Japan, Australia, which country is next, and Rey Fenix would even post underneath saying, keep breaking my brother. And then Andrade replied, come on bro, let's conquer the world, let's go for the all tag team championships, telling Rey Fenix to leave WWE to join him in AEW and conquer the tag team world. But then people started to turn on the comments. As one mentioned, you left him high and dry as y'all were about to win the SmackDown tag titles. And this was in reference to the original plans that were set for Clash in Paris, and there were claims that Andrade reportedly ghosted WWE despite the title opportunity. And finally, is Rusev Day returning? Our final story looks at Rusev, who is seemingly bringing back his old character. During a backstage segment on Raw last night, the former US champion could be seen wearing his classic Rusev Day t-shirt. There's now led to speculation that WWE could be bringing the gimmick back. This is a smart move, as Rusev's current character and presentation have failed to connect with the crowd in any way. This will definitely put some life back in his WWE career. But there you have it folks, our look at Raw as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.